Slavamo dalje pjesme, noće stari i malo bez zdravo. Da će ljubavi zanima, zavelike prima, pjesmu košnicu. Pa će prošlo nam srce zna. Pjesme sa svih strana planina, čujte me, ljubavi sanče. Pjesme sa svih strana planina, čujte me, ljubavi sančena, jer je pjesma jedna nama suđena.
So stay. Cool.
Thank you very much. Modra rijeka, hvala puno srca. I evo, kako sam rekao, vidite na screenu, da na vezi imamo ambasadora Sacirbeja. 10 minuta ćemo sa njim da razgovaramo, pitamo ga o nekim važnim stvarima, jer je svjedok onoga day, and I will now go on the table, and as I said, 10 minutes, and we will finish for this today. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Just a second.
Samo malo glasnije. Glasnije.
Ok. Kako se ne čujemo sada na screen? Čuje, ali kako se mi ne čujemo na screen ovdje? Just a second. Ok. Jel se ne... Je li čujete vi sada? Čujete me?
Ja vas čujem. Ja čujem.
Ok, sad se čujem. Ok. Dragi prijatelji, evo uživo javljanje iz Sidneja. Povod 34. godišnjica članstva Republike Bosne i Hercegovine u Ujedinjenim nacijama. I nalazimo se u Sidneju, u Oben, gdje imamo manifestaciju obilježavanja tog važnog datuma za državu Bosnu i Hercegovinu i sve njene građane. Pored ovog našeg programa koji smo mi ovdje upravo evo skoro priveli kraju, ono zadnje što je pridružio nam se uvaženi ambasador Muhamed Sacirbej. Ja ne znam gdje se nalazite, znam da ste u Floridi. Ali rekli ste mi da ste putovali, hvala vam prije svega. I kad kažem ambasador, to je prvi ambasador Republike Bosne i Hercegovine stalne misije u Ujedinjenim nacijama, svjedok svega onoga o čemu smo mi danas govorili i o čemu smo pričali. Ovo je moj uvod, ambasadore, hvala vam puno i evo, hvala vam za još jedno učešće u našoj emisiji i svako vam dobro želimo iz Sidneja.
Hvala mnogo, gospodin Ali Spahić, i ja pozdravljam, ja ne mogu da vidim ko je sve tamo, ali pozdravljam oni koji se tu skupili i meni je čast da imam eto mali moment da sa vama razgovaram. Prvo bi možda bilo dobro
Excuse me, izvinjavam se. Jeste, u sali nas ima 50-ak najmanje.
Ne vidim.
Tako, ali probat ćemo u toku ovoga našeg razgovora da napravimo vam snimak da vidite. I this introduction was in Bosnian, and if you don't mind, we can speak in English, please, because we have some not Bosnian speakers here with us, and will be not fair to. Also, we apologize. I will be translating Bosnian during 10 minutes roughly. I don't want to hold you too much. You are tired. You're doing, I hope your wife will be okay. Again, thank you for being with us. We celebrating 34 years Bosnian membership in United Nations. With us is His Excellency Muhamed Sacirbej, first ambassador. What I want to ask you, we did watch the movie here, short 10 minutes movie, what's happening when you was there, Dr. Silajdzic, Irfan Ojanovic, Rahmetli, your father, Nejib, 4 views I did see in the, and I didn't want to say people here, but I'm asking you to tell us, the person who did chairman on this occasion, he was from Saudi Arabia, and I read somewhere. Bosnia has a lot of problems. And dear friends, listen this one. This is, a lot of people doesn't know. Bosnia is almost missed on that day. But he was insist. He said, if they're not going Bosnia, they will not go Croatia and Slovenia as well. And I forget his name. And also tell us, Mr. Ambassador, what was problem? Sarajevo was already under siege, and there wasn't communication, and you didn't have application that couldn't arrive on time in United Nations. And you write with yourself and Dr. Silajdzic sign. Is correct? And can you just tell us about this, what I ask you?
The picture you painted is accurate, but it's much more interesting than just what you said. I'm glad to speak in English, by the way, because some people say my Bosnian is also not my main language. But what happened for about 2 months before then is I was asked by President Izetbegović to help Bosnia become a member of the UN. So we went through all the processes, and there was actually an application signed by President Izetbegović, but it had to be faxed. And someone in the UN decided that they would rather have Bosnia not become a member at that time, because they wanted to, in effect, help promote the further division of Bosnia and Herzegovina. And I got a call a couple of days before we were supposed to be admitted, and someone said to me, this person was an ambassador there, and he said to me, these people are planning to trick you. They will create some obstacle, and you better make sure that the application has been approved. So I immediately called the UN Secretary General's office, and it was evident that there was some game being played because they kept transferring me in a circle. In the end, I ended up with the same person I started with. And of course, I found out rather quickly that what they were planning to do, but it was not a problem of legality or formality. It was a pretext. And they were planning to say that a faxed signature from President Izetbegović was not enough. Luckily, at that time, Dr. Silajdžić has just come back, and I prepared a new application, and he signed it. And as he was the foreign minister, he had the same authority to sign as President Izetbegović. And we called them, it was a late Friday, and we called them and we said, we'd like to come in and see the Secretary General. And they said, oh no, we can't, it's too busy. So frankly, we just went over ourselves, something you probably couldn't do today. And we insisted to go up to the elevator to the Secretary General's office on the 38th floor. And he still didn't see us, but we delivered the application signed by Dr. Silajdžić. Now, it's very evident that several people, including someone called Cutliero, who was presumably in charge of direct negotiations under Lord Carrington and Cyrus Vance, he wanted to use Bosnia's admission to the UN as some sort of bargaining chip. And in my opinion, Bosnia would have never become a member as one state. There first would have been some sort of division. Why? Because in part, there would be a tendency, as we see with the European Union now, that even though Zagreb I consider a good neighboring country, I'm sometimes concerned that their leadership, as it was 34 years ago, is inclined to see everything as a bargaining chip, including Bosnia. And this is more, at that time, the HDZ line, HDZ line. So, and Belgrade was doing everything they could to stop our admission as well. And most of your younger audience won't remember how important Yugoslavia and therefore Belgrade was in the context of quote unquote the non-aligned movement. So Yugoslavia and India were viewed as the two key non-aligned countries. But when I say Yugoslavia, everyone just assumed it was Belgrade. And the Belgrade leadership more or less remained the same even after Slovenia and Croatia had left and we were leaving. So even for several months after that, they sought to minimize the position of Bosnia and Herzegovina. They, for example, wouldn't give us the opportunity to speak at UN Security Council areas. And I think it would be very appropriate to say that they were not just expecting, but hoping that Bosnia and Herzegovina would disappear, that it would die. And they would all come to our grave, to our mezar, and they would say they were wonderful and they fought for the right things, but they didn't survive. Too bad. And everything then would be forgotten.
Okay, thank you for this one. Also, from this perspective, Mr. Ambassador, what is this date, 22nd of May, membership on that time, Republic of Bosnia and Herzegovina, United Nations, mean for today, a Bosnian state and Bosnian citizenship around the world?
It's critical. I even then didn't see it as much. It's the first time in 400 and some years that Bosnia again was recognized as an independent state. And I put the emphasis here, recognized, because with membership came recognition. So even those countries with whom we did not have diplomatic relations, they had to see us as an equal. And I think that's one of the great problems of Bosnia and Herzegovina now in the context of Europe and the Euro-Atlantic family. It is, as I say in our language, Bosnia and Herzegovina je predmet, a nije partner. That means Bosnia and Herzegovina is a topic, but not a partner. And that's a big problem because everyone else gets to talk on our behalf, or talk instead of us, or tell us what we're not doing, even though if you look at a country like Cyprus, which is a physically divided country, nonetheless, the whole of Cyprus and its government, largely Greek Cypriot, is recognized as speaking on behalf of all Cyprus. So, besides the symbolic element, I think there's also this very practical element of being a partner of the most significant, that is, most representative global institution, the United Nations. Now, the United Nations has fallen in much criticism. It is not as important as it used to be 34 years ago. After the fall of the Soviet Union, everyone saw the United Nations as some sort of new center of international conversation, laws being made, resolutions being passed. And of course, I think in many ways, because of the failures in Bosnia, the United Nations failed up to live to the expectations and the promise of 34 years earlier.
Yes, we are witnessing, we talk today about the today problems, what we have around the world. First of all, Palestine. We have witnessing genocide, the kids, women, the killing. We have Iran, we have Ukraine, and who will be next, we don't know. Obviously, as you say, United Nations lost some, I don't know how will we say, but still.
Prestige.
Yes, but still, I think United Nations, this is a very important institution in the world, and I hope that everyone will do to have this dignity and everything. Why is the United Nations and installed and make from some people, and how many years this?
Well, let's compare, Safet. Kosovo. First of all, Kosovo would have never been independent without Bosnia.
Yes.
The lessons, the mistakes that were made in Bosnia were learned for Kosovo, and Kosovo benefited from Bosnia. Second of all, although Kosovo has a much clearer course in its government, there are no obstructionists. It still is trying very hard to become a member of the United Nations. Why? Because this has both symbolic and still very practical applications. Now, the other way to put it is the war in Bosnia and Herzegovina was the first war of the 21st century, not the last war of the 20th, because people like to talk about the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand 1914 and the start of the war in Bosnia in 1992. But really, the better comparison is what's happening now. And I always say that Bosnia is the first Ukraine.
Problem, freeze, I don't know, us or them. Imamo problema, mi smo izgleda u redu, ambasador je se zaledio, vidjet ćemo. Evo još jedno pitanje, ćemo ići i završit ćemo ovaj razgovor. One more question will be to ambassador, we will be concluding today. Evo, izgubili smo vezu, sačekat ćemo da se uključi to zadnje pitanje, pitaće ga, evo ga, dolazi.
Yeah, the line
okay.
stopped.
Okay, no problem. Finish what did you want to say, please.
I'm not sure where I was lost, but the legality of Bosnia's situation is one that many states or would-be states would like to be in, whether it's the Palestinians, who are recognized by most as a state but not a member of the UN, or Kosovo, or, for example, for many years there was the issue that's familiar to Australia, East Timor. So all of these countries benefited from Bosnia's experience, but unfortunately for Bosnia's benefit, the door that remains really not open for it as a partner. And I'm afraid it's too convenient just to let things continue with no war, no peace. and that is a Euro-Atlantic institution, particularly the European Union. That would change much for the benefit of Bosnia and Herzegovina, for its citizens, certainly.
Okay, we have one more question, and tell us, what's your message to Bosnian people and Bosnian officials today? Because we have a lot of problems. They want we saw the new maps. The High Representative, Mr. Schmidt, he going. Now we don't know who will come. Also, this morning we have the news the United States will be appointed ambassador in Bosnia, and there will be some general retire. I forget his name, and there was official. He will come in Bosnia, and you live in America. And in shortest version, what you think, what Bosnian officials need to do to avoid some similar situation which was 30 years ago?
Yeah, it's I don't want to be too smart, so let me try to be specific, but not speak of what I should have done or I would have done. Again, the main strategy has to be a partner, don't be the topic. In this way, the office of the High Representative, during the time that we negotiated the Dayton deal, it was envisioned that the European Union would be the way that the peace is finally delivered, that NATO would be the way, because membership in these institutions would in effect provide all the stability that is needed and the framework for any changes, not just the economic prosperity. So the office of the High Representative, in my opinion, and then I advised it 15, 20 years ago, should have been turned into the office of assisting Bosnia to become a member of the EU. That's why I favor to have a member of the EU as the top official, because I think this idea of some sort of high representative, as we've had for the last almost 30 years, really doesn't bring you the results that you need.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Ambassador, and we thank you for whatever you done 1992 with other people. As I said, on the picture what we watched today, I saw yourself, there was Muhamed Sacirbej, there was your father, Necip Sacirbej, there was Dr. Haris Silajdžić, and there was Irfan Ajanović. You four was first time sit in United Nations as representative of Republike of Bosnia and Herzegovina. Today, we made occasion for the 34 years anniversary, and from this point of us, from here, from Sydney, we thank you very much for one more time be with us in our talks, and we wish you all the best to you and your family.
Thank you
All the
very
best
much.
from Sydney.
Good night, Allah Manet I pozdrav.
Hvala, bio ovo ambasador, prvi ambasador Ujedinjenih nacijama Republike Bosne i Hercegovine, njegova ekscelencija Muhamed Sacirbej, koji nam se pridružio iz Sjedinjenih Američkih Država. Mi ovdje u Sidneju, evo, završavamo naše druženje i ovako ću odjaviti ovo naše druženje. Hvala vam, dragi prijatelji koji ste bili ovdje sa nama u Sidneju. Hvala svima koji su pomogli da ovo što smo uradili uspije onoliko koliko je uspjelo, ali ipak mi smo se okupili i uradili smo to što smo uradili. Thank you to all of you. With this one, we concluding our today's ceremony. What's the next? We have a barbecue outside. First, let me stop to not go. This is go live on the Facebook, and we will stopping. There was 261st time, odnosno 261. put. Javili smo se uživo iz Sidneja, govorili smo o 34. godišnjici Republike Bosne i Hercegovine i Ujedinjenih nacija. U to ime, hvala vam svima, živi, zdravi bili, svako dobro iz Sidneja, naš moto je bio i ostao država Bosne i Hercegovine. Sretno, živjeli!